More. 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 The following Monday. I feel like my life is coming apart at the seams. My previous plans for slipping into the backgrounds are completely shattered at this point. Feels like I've been making friends with every person I come across instead. Not like you're coming across that many people, man. Especially with Fang. When I first met him, I thought he was a complete ass, and I wanted nothing to do with him. I try to beat him as much as I can. I keep telling myself just to help Nasser. Not that I'm doing it to be a good friend, but deep down I know it's something else. My peanuts. That could never work. Fang doesn't see me that way. And even if he did, and we did start dating, I'd have to leave him for military after graduation. No one's ever survived that. That's impossible. I can't imagine what that would do to him. Did it get his hopes up only to abandon him? Plus, what would my parents think? They sent me 3 days away to get my head straight. And I come back home with another one and another one. That's not gonna fly at Christmas dinner, I'll tell you what. Besides, I trudge out of my apartment. Yeah, it's for the best that I don't get any closer with Fang. For his sake and mine. I don't have the drive to run today and walk to school instead. I gotta take a downtime too, man. I mean, if you're running every day at school, no other days than the weekend, then you already got those, but... You'll live, man, it's good for you. Oh, where is it? I don't even take time to shitpost. I just stare blankly at my phone. I can't even think of something to post. My walk to school is slow as I wallow in self-pity. I barely make it to home rule before the tardy bell rings. I don't know why. I don't know how to feel about the fact that everyone feels the urge to call it the late bell or the tardy bell. It's never just the bell. I mean, it is in some cases, but never is. You know what I mean? It's the hyperbola. Classes are a slog as always. Try to keep up with the teacher and take notes, but I'm just too distracted thinking about Fang's ass to keep focused. So now it's not, man, we are really playing catch up on non-zorniness, huh? Plus, why bother with all this when I know exactly what I'll be doing after high school? Listen, man, your chances of becoming an officer go up if you're not a complete moron. Eventually, the hours drain by, and it's time for lunch. My only real reprieve in this place. But today I'm at a crossroads. I can either sit with Nasser and Naomi, Judy and Wendy. I did promise I'd visit again, and I hate to break a promise. Or I could take the jump and head to the auditorium. Well, no Fang and the band are. I'm sorry, the band. Judy and Wendy are canon, so the band is also canon. You can't have one without the other. Before I can decide, my decision made for me when I hear a familiar, cheery voice. Like Cheerios. Anon! Naomi squeals. She quickly walks over. Yep, right on cue Nasser and her walk over to me as I exit the line. You already mentioned the walking over. Do they wait for me to pick up my food before they sit down? That's just weird, man. Where were you Friday, Anon? Naomi asks, her voice full of concern. I guess she doesn't like the fact that I gave him the slip last time. I was sitting with my friends. I sheepishly answered. It's not entirely the truth. But I want to explain to them. I don't want to explain to them about my time with Judy and Wendy. Nasser looks mildly confused at my mention of sitting with friends. Well, Naomi looks ecstatic. What do you mean, Fang? She asks with hopeful excitement. This could be my way out. I straighten my posture and give him a confident, extraordinarily homosexual nod. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Wait, no, she's not supposed to... Naomi puts her hands on her cheeks and squeals in jubilation over the noise of the classroom. Nasser and I both wince from the powerful shriek. To be honest, I don't know what's funnier. That Naomi already knows that Anon is gay and set them up specifically so they would start smooching and making out. Or that she's like, wait, you're gay? This doesn't solve anything. How could I be this stupid? How did I not notice? Both are extraordinarily funny in their own way, but on different people. One makes Naomi look stupid, the other makes Anon look like a dingus. I don't know. It's a hard sell. I want both. I want to have both. Why didn't you say so earlier? Naomi. Wait, that's more Stella. Stella's like, oh man. But Naomi's been like, oh, Anon, how are you doing today? She's got way more of that. I don't know how to explain it. There's definitely like, with Stella, I try to have more of a bit of a fry, you know. Hi, Anon. There's something going on in my throat. Where's with Naomi? Hi, Anon. How are you doing today? I love to eat your bananas. No, my fruit. I need my potassium. Naomi grabs my shoulders and turns me around towards the exit. Well, don't let us keep you waiting, Anon. Have fun. I don't think I can do Naomi's proper high voice, though. I think I've lost it. Naomi cheers. She gives me a painful push to exist. Oh no! I have to live now. I think it's because I don't want to make as much noise. I don't want to be. It really requires some high volume to make that work. I quickly make my way out of the lunchroom without looking back. I know she just wants to help, but man, she can be pushy. Literally, in this case. Whatever. Doesn't matter now. So many punctuation marks just misused or missing. It's really weird, man. This guy should have just put like 1,000 commas and periods at the beginning and said, just put them wherever you want. Just like that Red Meridian book. I think that's the one. I think I've successfully avoided lunch with the two of them for the rest of the year. I'm a little sad that I'll see Nasser less. Somehow we never share class with Nasser. But at least he can have lunch with his girlfriend without me being a third wheel. Is that common? That there are people in your school you just never see in class? I always thought that they mix it up enough that you saw everyone at least once. At least it felt logical to me. It doesn't take long to get from the auditorium to the cafeteria. I soon find myself in front of the large double doors leading in. I bet that the glass of the... You don't have to describe it's the glass of the doorman. We know. Before entering, and I can spot all three of them sitting around. Rita's on stage messing with something, and Fang and Trisha's chatting in the front row. Well, here goes nothing. The sound of me opening the heavy doors makes all three of them look in my direction. As I walk through the auditorium, no one says anything. She just stares at me in confusion. I think it's the first big sign. What the hell are you here, Dweeb? Fang asks, genuinely caught off guard by my entrance. She even starts to flutter around nervously. I raise my arms in a shrug. You raise your shoulders in a shrug more than anything. What I hide from Naomi, I answered bluntly. My response seems to strike a chord with Fang, who flips his long, feminine, womanly hair and slumps into his very feminine throne. And on, it's just an auditorium chair. Please, I want to pretend I'm not gay. Actually, that'd be interesting, right? That'd be a fun story to write. A guy who's like, oh, well, he's a guy, but he's like a very not guy. So I'm not gay. I'm just, I'm just into manly women. I kind of like that idea. I might use that for a thing I'm writing. Because that's just cute, you know? The story is fundamentally about that a bit more so. Room. It's not a spite fic. It's something else. There's a bunch of ideas I've had, and they're starting to congeal together in funny ways, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing at myself, because this shit's gonna get finished ever. Oh, that bitch. Fang mutters under his breath. I don't think he ever mentioned Naomi before, but it seems we share a low opinion of the Tangerine Tyrant. Considering that Naomi isn't that bad to you, and I know why you're like this. You've seen her be, like, depressed and disappointed and stuff way more than OG Anon, so I don't know, man. Again, don't like it when people try to keep certain elements that really are character dependent and, or event dependent, and none of it's around. The room falls silence once more as no one says anything. Fang bites his lips, debating what to say next, I guess. Eventually lets out a low sigh and looks at me from a slouched position. Fine, you can stay, but you have to help clean up. Fang relents. I give him a small smile. You know, I don't have the budget for a big one. I go find a seat in the row behind Fang and Trish to give him space to talk. As I sit down to eat my lunch, I watch Reed tinker with some equipment on stage. Take on those old projector things. You don't like Naomi? Fang grimaces at the mention of her name again. Let's have a huff. No shit, Sherlock. That's her the perfect couple, you know. I was feeling superior over everyone else and butting into their lives. Also, because you're not straight and you're not interested in dating a woman, shouldn't you also be, like, a little annoyed that it's a straight couple? And Naomi would almost certainly push for that because she's that kind of person. And you're, like, annoyed, or you're, like, annoyed that your brother has this perfect straight relationship and you can't be gay. I mean, pansexual or whatever. I just feel there's more you can do with this. Especially considering, you know, the non-binary was already grating enough. God damn it. I'm kind of annoyed at someone right now. Fang lets out a... Always feeling superior to everyone else and butting into their lives. Fang lets out another bitter-sounding snort as he glanced away. What was she bothering you about? Fang asks, looking back over to me. To be honest, what she's been doing hasn't been all that bad. She's kind of insistent about everything. Oh no, people can tell that I'm doing this late at night. It's again... I'm kind of losing the touch for this one. This one's kind of starting to get on my bad side on some points, but overall, it's alright. You know, as a fanfic for free online, at least unlike Tori Game, it's not making me ingy. And again, being way less overwritten helps so much. Like, you'll lose points for being short. You lose a lot of points for being too long. Because if you're really, really short, I can just laugh it off. You know, it's like a quick joke. But if it's too long, you just kind of look weird, man. One's better than the other. Unfortunately, a lot of people on this website do seem to think that, like, it being longer is better. Like, it doesn't matter how quality your writing is. There just needs to be more of it. More words for less stuff. Like fucking McDonald's hamburger. Fair enough, you know. People don't come here for deep writing. They want to get a big, long scene of kissing. Just raw smooching. I just feel like she's been pestering me about every little thing ever since I got here. I mean, she's really helped sometimes, but others. I just raise my hands on defeat, which gets a nod from her. From him. Same. One time I got paired up for a group project last semester, and she just bossed me around. We got an A, sure, but she treated me like I was her assistant this whole time. The entire time. Fang retells, still sounding annoyed with the experience. I mean, it's last semester, man. It's like 6 months tops. We spent some time bitching about our time with Naomi. Used time twice. Big no-no. Very short sentence, you still fucking did it. Why can't you just spend some time bitching about Naomi? Why does it have to be your time with Naomi? It's implied. English doesn't require you write down every little thing like that. It honestly, especially if you're going for a conversational style, which considering we're in Anon's head, you're allowed to do. It honestly feels good to get my frustrations with her off my chest. I feel like if I hadn't, sooner or later I might have blown up at her and made an ass of myself. Did you forget I was here? Trish suddenly pouts. Pouts? Shouldn't she get mad? Shit, kinda did. I got so caught up in talking with Fang that I forgot we weren't alone in the auditorium. So we're gossiping or shooting shit, because one's for dudes and one's not. Fang and I both look back at Trish as she unfurls something from her backpack. It's a tacky poster for worm drama. Despite how hideous it is, she looks incredibly satisfied with herself. I made to myself, it's gonna be for our first real show. Are you ready for that? I blurt out without thinking, facing me to contorts into a glare. Why not a frown? A frown is way more what she resorts to. Fuck, wrong move, Anon. Yes, we are. We just need to perform in front of an audience that'll appreciate our style. Trish replies in a harsh, clipped tone. Like clipped wings. Right, Fang? Wings. Fang, wings. Wings, Fang, wings. How will you find that? More growls. Fang looks pale. Holy fuck, Anna, you're nosediving right now. Pull up. Spaghetti spilling is just your fucking hobby, aren't it? Trish's gaze right now looks like it could kill. I look over to Fang for support, but he just gives me a word. Look. Oh shit, his wings are starting to rustle again. I really am fucking this up. I mean, I think the reason the author includes the wings a hell of a lot more is because the wings have a thematic, you know, they mean something to Fang. Also, they're like really kind of big and obvious, and honestly, I think most people would probably pay attention to those things a hell of a lot more. Whatever. Oh man, it is late though. Not that late, but it's late enough. You have anything else to add in on? Trisha venomously asks. I want to say something, but my words won't come out. As I gasp something to say, all three of them stare at me, which only makes my panic worse. I do appreciate there seems to be a definite sense of like Anon being. It's important that your protagonist is fucked up, right? Because nobody likes a Mary Sue. And I personally don't like the term because it's fundamentally kind of a flawed concept. Especially because it's primarily used by people who just want to talk about how they don't like women and minorities. But I do feel that the term has value as a character that should be going through an arc or have flaws and doesn't. It's like, listen, if the protagonist doesn't have flaws, why are you trying to have an arc? There's no arc. Inko is a Pillsbury Doughboy. That's not his problem. Why are you making an arc about this? Write a new Inko. Come on. And I'm gonna whine about St. Hammond some more. No, I should go now. I get up to leave. Yes, you should, Trish replies in a harsh tone, still staring at me. I leave as quickly as I can, saying nothing else. As I exit the auditorium, I stop by the lockers, line the halls, and kick one of them in frustration. That was a total fucking disaster, Anon. The only way I could have made things worse is if you called Trish a slur. Might as well, by the way, given how she reacted to everything I said. Bitch had it out for me from the start. I could try again later and try not to spur a gal, but that went a lot worse than I thought my first lunch with Fang would go. It's all that bitch's fault. I stand by the locker, the lunch bell goes off. Well, time for music class. On my way over, I can hear someone picking up pace behind me. It's Fang. He's walking over quite quickly, with a worried look on his face. Hey, and sorry about what happened back there. About what? The way Trish shat on me for no reason? Also, that should be past tense, because she did it in past tense. I blurred out, which caused Fang to step back and raise his wings. Oh, come on, and you don't need to blow up at him, or like slag off his friend. Jesus Christ, he just wants to help. Fang, look, I'm sorry. I just... I feel like I'm still too angry right now to put how I feel into words. I don't want to say anything wrong either. Especially without Ted's. Everything is already. As I debated what to say next, Fang quickly put a hand... So much quickness lately. Everyone's fucking quick right now. Put a hand on my shoulder. It's extremely cool to the touch to freeze up from the unexpected contact. I look him in the eyes and they carry a vulnerability that he doesn't normally show. I deflate from seeing that look, a worry in his eyes. I meekly look down at the floor, all rage gone, just shame for hurting him. Why just? Just shame is all you need, like just shame for hurting him. Or you go with the comment, go for shame for hurting, only shame for, I don't know, it just feels a little double up if you go with just, because just has a weird crowbar effect on sentences. I feel like only would have just fixed everything here. And I'm sorry Trish said those things. She's just very protective of the band after, well, you know. Fang quietly explains, and on my head, looking at the floor. I can tell you're not the bad guy. I can tell you're not a bad guy if you want. Fang whispers again. Oh my god! I look back up and he's giving me a half smile. Not a small smile, this one's a half one. Cut his head in half. You don't think I'm a bad person? I mean, I've been exercising. I've generally speaking been not a terrible person. Like, no, Fang, you should know about the things you don't know about. No, just a little retarded is all. Fang teases, his half smile now and a full joke and grin. I don't take it aback by what he said first, but I can't help but laugh at that joke. What's the joke? It's a quip, if anything. Yeah, well, I guess you're right. I return his gesture. We walk our way to music class together. Previous tension goes away. We joke and laugh as we go. It feels nice. It's tickling my penis, but we don't talk about that. When we get to music class, I pick up my chair, move over to his desk. Still, I don't know why they've never had desks anywhere else, right? In any other Fics or media. We don't talk much. We work on homework, though. Then why are you doing homework in class? We have assignments. During the middle of class, Fang excuses himself and goes to the ladies' room. The non-binaries room? Actually, Anna, we don't have gender-specific bathrooms. So that's why I kept running into women. I thought I kept going into the wrong bathroom. I look over to his desk and he's left us for... Oh, man. I still like this moment because it really does show how insecure he is. Ah, I wonder. No, Anna, don't. I can't believe I would even think about looking through his phone. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to look a little bit, right? I could see what he really thought of me. Maybe even see if he... I can't bear it any longer. I quickly look left and right to see and make sure no one's watching. Then I reach over, grab the phone. Time is of the essence. Quickly navigate to context. Now, who would Fang talk to about me? Oh, I love how he doesn't have to hack in. He's not a hacker, man. He just picks it up. Oh yeah, Trish. Duh. I scroll through the contact list until I find Trish. For some reason, she's called a variety of exotic slurs that make me seriously wonder how much they can tolerate each other. Like, holy shit, man. I was gonna call her the T word, but damn! I start to scan over recent text messages. I scroll through as many of them as I could, but there's no mention of me at all. I rechecked one more time before putting the phone away. But, oh, maybe they didn't really mention me at all in the weeks I've been here. Maybe Fang doesn't think about me. That can't be right, though, can it? All they talk about is band shit and how Fang is feeling on a given day. I try not to read those messages, and I already feel bad about this. Thinking about Fang's admissions of his mental state feels like too much of a betrayal. I slump into my chair. I don't know what makes me feel worse. The fact I've violated Fang's privacy like that, or that I did all that only to come up empty-handed. I'm sure there's some irony in him being punished for looking by finding nothing. I mean, the original wasn't, and I'm like, wait a minute, that means they talk in person a lot, right? Pretty sure there's a parallel in the Bible like that, but I'm drawing a blank, given I've never actually read the damn thing, and our priest always did it in Latin. few minutes. Was privacy even a huge concern in that era? Because privacy wasn't even a concept. Who the fuck was literate? A few minutes later, Fang returns and sits down, none the wiser about what I just done. For a second, I consider confessing to him. But if I think that would end a relationship if you found out what I did, getting his text like a jilted lover. Oof, what a nice, jilted. Is that even the proper one, though? I know what you're going for, but I don't know if jilted is like... Yep, suddenly reject or abandon a lover. Between. As the class was wrapping up, a few minutes left to bullshit before next period. Starts normal, the usual back and forth, until Fang suddenly frowns a little. For a second, I'm worried it might have been something I said, but then he speaks up. Hey, Anon, why did you leave your old school? Fang asks with a slight head tilt. Why would you not know? I brought out defensively. First, he asks where I'm from. Now he asks why I left. What is he? Sherlock Holmes? Listen, Fang, just because I had a crush on Sherlock Holmes and made a fanfic where I made out with him does not mean you can start Holmesing me up. What the hell are you talking about? Jesus, dweeb, what the hell? I was just curious. I need to get your pants in a twist. Silly! Fang assures me with a bright smile. No, I think I already know. What the hell's with that condescension? Again, I feel like Anon doesn't make enough comments. I just realized, like, saying something like, what the hell's with that condescension? Or confidence. Why is he so confident? I feel like that kind of stuff, like those kinds of snarky comments on things, instead of just saying things outright, I feel would really add to the POV existing. What do you think happened? I ask sheepishly. I doubt Fang really knows. There's no way he could, but I'm curious nonetheless. I don't know how, but I feel like you must have fucked up something. Something so bad you had to leave town. Like you shot the mayor with a railgun. Fang, I shot the mayor with a railgun twice, and the cops let me off with a warning. I'm not leaving town for that. Fang explains as he rubs under his snoot. Chin? Question mark? Period? What makes you think that? I ask casually. As casually as I can make myself sound. I want to know how on the money it is. How on the money it is? Fang gives me a wide smile and raises a finger in the air. Firstly, you act like you have a hard time socializing, but you don't. You're not a nerd. Fang pokes me in the chest before continuing. You're way too friendly with everyone you meet if that's the case. You even managed to wedge yourself into my social life. Fang lightly explains, though for some reason he's saying it like I'm wedging myself in between his butt cheeks. What the fuck are you talking? Goddamn muttering! I didn't intend for that, if I'm honest. Up the back of my neck, because that's one of the sprites I have, as I explained. When I got her, I just wanted to be left alone after my last school. I didn't intend on making any friends, but I don't know. Just give a half-hearted shrug. But now you have me. And we're gonna make out Holmesing it. Oh no! I already found the fic Anon. Oh no! Fang finishes as he gives me a self-satisfied grin while resting his head in his hands. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, now I have you. I was like, oh yeah, it's all coming together, but that's not what he's saying. Before we can continue our conversation, the bell, oh, just the fucking bell, not even the tardy bell, rings for the next class. As we both get up to leave, Fang flashes me a confidanto grinno. Remember, Dave, I still have my eyes on you. By the way, keep running, because more eyes, more you. He teases before leaving the classroom. And I was just joking around, but I rather am not pry too much about what happened to Rock Pop. So a lot of people, listen, I'm going to put my little beans down. I want to talk about something. The reason that some LGBT people can be a bit more flirtatious sexual is because, unlike with men where they can just openly talk about, oh man, that girl's got an ass, or girls can go, man, that guy's got an ass. For LGBT people, you have to be like, if you're in the closet, you can't talk. That's what pride's about. It's like, I want to talk about how much I like that guy's ass. But all my guy friends are like, I look at girl asses, and it's like, It's frustrating. So that's why they're a bit more overt. Like, once they're out and they can talk about it, they're gonna get that shit out of the goddamn system. You did it too. Don't even lie. I know what you've posted, Anons. Wink. I think he would understand, and I do want to tell him eventually. Just not now. It's still too raw. I should have brought lube. As I trundle off to the last class of the day, Fangs would echo in my head. But now you have me. It caused me to smile and straighten up, and even feel warmth spread through my chest. That's right, Anon. You have him. I have you now. And then I force choked him. Didn't need to learn that he was a masochist, but whatever, man. This chapter back forward was really intended for lunch ago. Okay, but decided against this. I also thought about having Anna find out Fang's real name. It's not Lucy. Lol. from reading the text, but I thought that was too much of a reward for his actions. The point of the scene in Snoot and in this fic is that he does something wrong and gains nothing useful. But so I decided against it. The next chapter being normal time. Might be late. I mean, just look at the comments. Cute! Thanks! Incredible. I'm missing things here, but I really like how this male Fang seems to have that stereotypical male logic over emotion thinking. They don't immediately react with emotional outbursts like Fem Fang does in both canon and other fics. I like your work with this entire fic, just enough to change for it not to parrot other fics in the canon. Enough remains the same as unfamiliar territory. Give it the good work. Named Luke. Named Lucian. Named Lucius. Named Lucifer. Watch it not even be an L name. No F word this time. It's disappointment. The other Skittle. That's a really high-res picture of a Skittle. God damn. Other Skittle. You got that shit going down. I will add a fag when I get on my computer. We have to find it now. Oh no, bro. That last part, this man is up to no good. And he started making trouble in my neighborhood. It's not E1. Wasn't thinking E1. E1 style ending for this would be cool to see. Interesting bonus chapter at the minimum. Yeah, he does say "fucko" when he comes home with another "fucko." So yeah, next up is Prodigal Son 2, which is honestly the actual reason I wanted to keep going for tonight. Is because I kind of like when Anon deals with his parents. It's a really fun way to break up the chapters a little bit, make these little milestones, because they come every couple of chapters. They're spaced. They are never sequential, which is really good. If you're gonna write something like a fic, I really do recommend it. Have some bonus chapters you can sprinkle in as like a little milestone. So if someone like me shows up later down the line, you could be like, here's a good place to stop if you do a bunch of them in a bundle.